Network security. Unauthorized access. Commonly known as hacking, it occurs when someone gains access to a network without permission. Hackers can brute force username and password to gain access to networks. Once they have access, they can read and even change data on the system. Malware. Software that is designed to cause damage. Viruses, spyware, and malware can easily spread through networks. Denial of service attack. A denial of service (DDoS) is where an attacker sends a large amount of requests to a server, overloading it. These are easy to launch and difficult to track, and will cause severe disruption in an organization and its services. Distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks uses multiple connections across the internet, usually using computers infected with viruses in a collection known as a botnet. These are difficult to defend against since they come from many different locations. Access rights. When a user logs onto a network, they are given rights to access different parts of that network. These include permissions to create, read, update, and delete files. In order to gain these access rights, a user must identify themselves by entering a user ID and password, or using swipe cards, NFC cards, or even biometric methods. Passwords should be strong enough that they cannot be easily guessed and brute forced, and they should be different for each account. However, this might make it difficult for users to remember their credentials. When security is critical, two-factor authentication (2FA) can be used. Aside from login credentials, users must also verify their identity using another method, usually by generating a code on their smartphone or using an NFC card. Biometric methods. Biometrics are biological characteristics that can be measured, and these can be used to identify a user's identity. This includes retina recognition, facial recognition, fingerprints, and voice recognition. It can be used as a 2FA method alongside standard credentials, or it can be used as a standalone authentication method. Biometric authentication methods can now be commonly found in smartphones, some even support multiple methods. Firewalls. Networks that have access to a WAN or the internet usually has a firewall in place to control what data can flow into and out of the network. It might be part of a router, or it may be software installed on a server that is between the network and the gateway. Firewalls include an access control list (ACL) that uses a technique called packet filtering. An ACL will include a set of rules that determine which protocols, port numbers, source addresses, and destination addresses are allowed and not allowed. If packets are not allowed, they will be dropped. A firewall often includes a proxy server, which will make requests to the internet on behalf of client computers within the network. Proxy firewalls can then carefully inspect disguised data packets to check for any malicious data.